I'm getting one first. I'm sorry, could one of you get that? Apologies. Oh, there's Ms. Sanchez. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Okay. My COVID test was negative, so that's good. Okay, I'm going to do an admit all since I've written everybody down. So. Good morning. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court. There are folks that are still coming into the meeting. I do need to make sure I identify everybody and mark you here. If you have a name, like I see a name iPhone, I see a name IPA. If I can't quite figure out who you are, it makes it a little more difficult to keep you organized. So if you're able to go to the top corner of your picture, and when you land on it, it will look like 3 little dots. And if you land on those 3 dots, it'll, and you click on that, and drop down to what says rename. You can rename yourself, or I will ask you who you are and try to sort it out. I see a few more people who just came in. Let me get those folks in. I did find there was a person labeled, good morning, everybody. I'm just getting everybody oriented. Ms. Coley, I'm going to ask you to unmute and just let me know your name. Is that?
Noemi A. Colley. I'm the attorney for Mr. Hill, Quentin Hill.
Hill. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Colley.
No problem.
Thank you. And let's see. Had a person named, gentleman named IPA. Let me go ahead and get your name, please. I just asked if you would unmute and let me know.
You talking to me?
Gentleman, no, sir. The person named IPA, gentleman with a beard and glasses.
Jeff Yates.
Mr. Yates. Thank you, Mr. Yates. I'll go ahead and rename you for purposes of just this event, so that I don't lose track of you. There was one other. Mr. Reed, I see somebody was named Phone. I think we got it sorted.
I think that's Monica Conway, Your Honor.
There it is, Ms. Conway. Thank you. And oh, we've got a couple more people. I keep trying to get Christopher Trejo in, but it's Fontaine. Let's see. So, Ms. Fontenot, you are familiar from the other day, I think, but I don't. Abigail Fontenot, is she on our docket for today? She might need to visit with me, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Mr. Trejo. It's just not coming in somehow. I've admitted him multiple times. I think I'm going to, I don't have a way to access him in the waiting room, so I think I'll remove him and see if he can log back in. Can somebody take Mr. Trejo's information and go to the front and ask someone there to call him and tell him to log out and log in? I don't know why, but I can't get him into the meeting. Christopher, of course, I'm sorry. He's on the docket. Christopher Lee Trejo. And he was here. He won't lose his place, but I think I'm gonna see if they can trouble solve that with him. Okay, so good morning. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court this morning, and welcome to the new world. I want to give some basic information before we get started. We are actually working two dockets, okay? So there's a pretrial docket, and then I have a few people on the regular docket, and we'll actually go back and forth between those. The pretrial docket will come as an invite when it's your turn to meet with Ms. Warren, who is here on your screen. Ms. Warren, you might just give a hand. That's Ms. Warren. She is the city's prosecutor. She is the attorney representing the state. So just be aware that she represents the state. If you go to trial, she is our prosecutor. But you know, she's here to meet with you and to do pretrial. Let me walk you through the options that we have available with the court. So I want to let you know, there are things I think that are important for you to know, and just I want to be really clear with folks in a car. I don't mind if you're sitting in a car. I mind if you're driving a car, okay? And that's come up a lot lately. So I now find myself needing to make this announcement. If you start driving your car with your screen turned on, I'm going to remove you from the meeting. At that point, you're welcome to pull over, safely establish that you can do so. I don't mean by the side of a busy road. Okay. And then you can log back in and I'll let you back in the meeting. If you do it repeatedly, however, I'll just reschedule you at a time that is convenient for me. Okay. So just be aware of that. It's actually not lawful to do that. So let's not break the law on camera. Okay. That was a real problem the other day, and I just was kind of surprised. And frankly, the gentleman started changing and clothes while driving. So remember that people can see you. You are actually live on YouTube, and we send instructions about what is and isn't appropriate. Okay. But apparently people forget, and I'm glad you're relaxed because you're probably thinking a little better. But let's not forget we are in court. Okay. And I would expect to treat you respectfully. I will ask for that in return, and I will enforce that. Okay. So we're all going to stay on mute too until it's your turn, but then you'll have an opportunity to speak. That's not to close everybody down, but I think you might have already noticed when somebody unmutes, we start hearing their fans, their dogs, whatever's going on. And if everybody did that, it just would be impossible to really communicate. And I want to hear what you have to say at the right time. Let's try Mr. Trejo again. Maybe that, oh, right. I think he came on in. Nope, he's still out there. I'll keep working on that. But what I do want to let you know is that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. And when you give a plea, when you plead, you are giving your answer or response to that accusation. There are three options for entering a plea in a court like this one. This is a Class C court. The cases here are Class C offenses that do not normally result in jail sentences, okay? They result in fines and costs. And I will give you those numbers as we go forward. I can't get him in. I'm sorry, just one. Right, he's over there. I see him, but it's not letting me admit him. And I don't know if that's a yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But I'm not able to get him in. I don't know the issue. This has not come up before. I don't know the issue. So I'll keep trying to do that. But I've tried to let him in 14 times now. And I think that, you know, maybe he should call in. Yeah, maybe he should call in because something's not jiving with the way he's connecting. Okay. So there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. We are presumed not guilty. When we enter a plea, we are giving an answer to that accusation, and we are also telling the court the direction we're taking our case. It might help to know what direction the pleas will take you, okay? So if you plead guilty, you are admitting the offense. You are saying, I did this, and I'm going to move into sentencing. If you've ever watched court TV, oftentimes they'll reschedule the sentencing in order to, you know, get at background information on that person, find out everything they ever did. We really normally do not do that in a Class C court. The times that I generally will reschedule will be where a person is, there's some information that would help them have a better option, and they want to reschedule to have that better option. So it's almost going to be more your choice than mine, but I'll give you the option if it's relevant. There are 5 ways to gain a dismissal in a Class C court, and I'll talk about those in just a moment, okay? If you plead no contest, that means you're not admitting it, you're not denying it, you're just saying, Judge, go ahead and sentence me. I'm not going to admit or deny it. I just want to move forward with sentencing. So if you plead guilty or no contest, the direction is we're going into sentencing. Subject to those 5 possible dismissals, normally the general rule, law's kind of like that. We'd give a general rule, and then we always have exceptions, right? So the general rule is it goes on your record, you pay the fines and costs, and you're done, all right? There are some exceptions to that, and I will tell you each case as I go through your cases. But normally that's the general rule, subject to the 5 dismissals. I'll talk about those in a moment. Now, the next thing I want to let you know is that if you plead not guilty, we don't move into sentencing, obviously, because I can't sentence you. You haven't been found guilty, and we don't know if you're guilty, okay? A jury at trial, generally speaking, will tell us at that point, okay? I schedule a Zoom pretrial. I schedule a final pretrial. Long-winded reason why I'm doing that, but if you have a question about that, feel free to ask. But we go a Zoom pretrial. That's meeting today. Many of you are on that docket, and then a final pretrial, either to move forward with trial settings or to finalize paperwork. And there's just a difficulty with the nature of the Class C court that we do that. So if you plead guilty or no contest, I'm moving forward today, unless there's a good reason for you not to. If you plead not guilty, I'm moving into pretrials, okay? The 2 setting possibility. Whatever we do today, I'm going to need to collect your signature on paperwork. Many people can just have that emailed to them. They can print it, sign it, or pull it up and sign it electronically because they have that set up in their type of system. Some people can't, and that's okay. We can have you come by, very briefly visit with you, minimize exposure contact, and still get what you need and get us what we need. I'll sort that out with each of you as we move along, okay? What we don't do is just when it went later. We don't schedule things for later. We work on deadline to deadline with a court, okay? Otherwise, we could lose your case and you could wind up going to warrant, and that will not be helpful. So I'm going to begin. I'll talk a little bit more, but I want to go ahead and start the breakout room for the pretrial docket because most of you are on that docket. And Ms. Warren is going to start by going over to that room. And her first person is actually Rodolfo Santillan Carmago. And let me find that person. I think they're still here. There he is. Okay, Mr. Santillan, if you'll head to, you've got a meeting request, you'll click on that and head into that room, okay? There he went, okay. All right, let's try, I think the phone call might be Mr. Trejo.
Yes.
Mr. Trejo, I don't know why, but I can't physically get your video into the room. But your phone call is fine, and we will work with that, okay?
Okay.
I don't know the issue. I have not had that happen with Zoom in over 150 meetings. So I'm thinking it's some kind of connectivity issue, but we can go ahead and move forward, okay, with you on the phone. So if you want to get off of that are you on like an iPad or?
Yeah, I'm on a Samsung pad.
Okay. And your phone is on that same pad? Are you?
No, this is my actual cell phone.
Okay. Well, I'll periodically see if I can get that video admitted, but there's some kind of issue. It maybe isn't responding to Zoom. I don't know if you went through all of that to make sure it would work, but we're just going to keep moving. And now I've noted you're here by phone. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll keep track of you, and I'll keep you on mute till it's your turn. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you. So I will actually begin with Jerquan Reed. And Mr. Reed, give me just a moment. Let me get my paperwork oriented and we'll visit. Okay. Ms. Fontenot or Fontenot, I already have a dismissal in my box. That came to me late yesterday, or it's been signed. I'm not completely clear, but actually you're free to go. I will sign your dismissal today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll remove you from the meeting. Your mom and you are free to go ahead and swing by if you want a copy of that, hard copy, but we will email that. We will email that to her. Okay. We will email that to you and you should be able to just print it out. But if you want us to certify a copy here, you can swing by. Otherwise, we'll email you a copy of that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks for getting everything done. Let me ask you a quick question before you go. Feel like you learned a lot?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think?
I think the class that I took was really helpful.
Good, good. Do you have a plan in case you're tempted to do this again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you hang in there and keep those goals in mind, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Mr. Reed. On Ms. Sanchez, is it just the one case? Right. Oh, sorry, she was stuck with the other person ahead of her. That's the problem is her paperwork was stuck with Mr. Reed. There we go. I'll look at that when it's her turn. Okay, Mr. Reed, give me just a moment to review because we've got old things that we're not about today. Okay, and now on to the new things. Where are you? Mr. Reed? Jerquan Reed? I'll come back to him. Ms. Warren, let me go ahead and visit with you and also with Mr. Santillan. Mr. Santillan, I think I had your name. I've said your name incorrectly. Sorry. Let me ask you, sir, to unmute. There we go. Thank you. And Mr. Santillan, Ms. Warren, did y'all have an opportunity to visit about the license charge?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Santillan does have a driver's license now. He does want to change his plea to no contest.
Okay.
He can pay, but he can't pay until tomorrow.
Okay.
It's not a deferral because this is not a moving violation.
Okay.
And so he's just gonna make that plea change in pay.
Okay. Let me ask the clerk a quick question. Is the speeding charge before the court? Okay. Your speeding charge is pending. It was due for you to report to us. You had an extension for March 2nd. On the speeding charge, it's the same date of stop, January 7th, 2021. And if you paid the ticket in full, it is $254. How are you pleading to that charge?
No contest.
Okay. All right. What is your goal? Are you just wanting to set that up for payment?
Yes, I would like to set that one up for payment.
Okay. On the driver's license, is it your intention to pay tomorrow in full?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'll
Yes.
offer deferred on that,
On the speeding.
speeding to keep it
Okay.
off his record.
Okay. Ms. Warren is familiar with your case and she's recommending to the court a deferred disposition. A deferred disposition, I haven't actually gotten to tell everybody about that yet, but a deferred disposition is an agreement to dismiss after a good behavior period of time. At this time, you would pay the cost of the ticket, but it would not go as a conviction on your record. However, because you're under 25, I would have to require that you take a driver safety course as part of that deferred. If you took that course and got it to us by May 11th, and we can sort out the payment issue, which I assume that we can because I always can find a way, then in 120 days, provided you didn't get any more tickets, your case would be dismissed. Do you want to do that option?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just the first question would be, when could you pay that citation?
For the no license?
No, for the speeding.
Um,
And we're actually going to prioritize that payment to keep that on track. So can
Okay.
you pay that one tomorrow instead?
would it be possible to pay that one next Friday?
Yes, next Friday would be fine. And I believe that's the 19th. Let me double check the calendar. Right, so that's March 19th, right?
Correct.
You're going to have a driver safety course, any driver safety course due May 11th of 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still able to pay the driving license charge tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. What we'll do is put that all into paperwork and email that to you. Can you sign it and send it back today?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll have that to you probably in the next half hour. If you don't receive it, give us a call. But it shouldn't take us too long to get that to you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so we're good there. Ms. Warren, Ms. Colley is here representing Mr. Hill, and I'm going to move y'all to the breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, and Ms. Warren will head to that room. Ms. Colley moving to that room. I did want to back up and just talk to y'all. Probably saw something happen there. You're wondering about it. Mr. Reed, I know he's still not back, and I'm going to skip him, and I'll come back to him when I see him pop in. But what I want to, it's probably a bad idea because you can miss your turn and move to the end of the line. But what I want to tell you is that driver safety courses are a way to gain a dismissal. Deferred dispositions are a way to gain dismissals. Some things can be dismissed for compliance. We have teen court available for high school and middle school students. And then sometimes, rarely, the prosecutor will recommend a dismissal. So let me review these things for you. I know the lawyer knew, and I knew Ms. Warren was talking to him about a license charge, which isn't eligible for any of those things. So I went ahead and moved forward. But I want to give everybody just kind of a background in case there's something that you're interested in doing. Oh, good. Okay. Mr. Santolin, I'm signing your deferred. We can get Ms. Warren's signature later. We'll get that from her. But once I sign it, it's good to go. As long as you sign it, we're good to go. And then also just his agreement to pay. Yeah, for tomorrow on the other. Yeah. that looks good. Thank you. So they'll be emailing that to you. But what I want to let you know is that if you're eligible for something that can be dismissed, that's usually like equipment violations, things like that. If you're eligible for something like that, I'm just going to automatically start trying to get you to that dismissal. Okay. So, for example, if you have a registration out and you're pulled over for that registration and you get the registration done on time, you pay the fees that are required to be paid to to the DMV, and you show up to court on time, then you can get that case dismissed for like $20 instead of $180 something. Okay. I'm going to tell you those things. I'm not going to hide those things. It's not, do you know the right questions? Okay. And I find people get nervous about that. It's normal to be nervous about that because how would you know? Right. And so I will just tell you that all the dismissal options, I put them on the table and I talk openly about them, and you're welcome to ask about them. I usually don't wait for, there's one exception, but I usually don't wait for the question. Okay. So if you have something compliance eligible, I'm going to tell you at the time, and I'll start seeing if I can get you there because each one has details that you have to meet. Okay. The same is true for the driver safety course. That's our second option. If you've got a moving violation and you're on time and you have the right kind of license, then, and you haven't been in the last 12 months.
Hello?
Yeah, right now, you're just gonna have to wait, Mr. Reed. I'll be back with you. I've been
Okay, I'm
calling
so
your
sorry,
name.
ma'am.
Yeah, I'll call you, but I mean, I'm not gonna stop court just to call you when it's convenient for you. I can see that you're at work. You're next,
ma'am.
and you're gonna need to stay handy. I'll keep passing over you. And eventually I'll just move you to the end of the line and you can be last. But anyway, so what I'm gonna tell you is that driving safety, again, I'm going to queue you up and see if you're eligible because it's a money savings. These are things that save you money. And I assume people want to save money. I assume people are interested in options because you actually showed up and there are people who were fine with blowing it off and they have less options. Okay. So you have my attention and I will give you my time. Okay. And I will assume you're trying to do the best thing you can do for yourself. That's assumptions I bring to the table. Okay. So I assume you want to hear what I have to say because I assume you wouldn't be here if you didn't, right? And I assume people are interested in their income, they're interested in their record, they're interested in their options, okay? If I'm pushing you to do something and you actually aren't interested, you can let me know because I mean, I don't have to, I'm not here to force you to do these things. These are things that benefit you that I think if it were me, I'd want to do. So I make assumptions like that. And if I'm incorrect, you can tell me and not waste your own time, you know. But I'll just keep going with those assumptions. So those are the first two methods to gain the dismissal. The third one is if you have something that doesn't qualify for the first two and you want to do a deferred disposition, Mr. Santhalan is going to do a deferred disposition. In Class C courts, you can ask the judge for a deferred on a plea of guilty or no contest. Don't have an opinion about your plea, okay? But if you want a deferred, guilty, but I'd like a deferred, or no contest, but I'd like a deferred, Class C courts, you can ask the judge. Higher level courts, you may only ask the prosecutor. Now you can ask the prosecutor too, okay? But I'm just saying, either of us, she can bring me a recommendation, which I normally will follow, or you can request it without going onto that docket. And that's a misconception people often have, is that they have to get on that docket. That's true if you're in a Class B or A or felony court. It's not true. There's an exception for Class C court. Okay. So I want to dispel that myth. I'm going to pause a moment. Ms. Coley and Ms. Warren, we have the Hill case. Let me pull that file real quickly. The next person on the pretrial docket is going to be Jose Luis Hernandez. So you'll be gearing up to get ready, okay? All right, on the Hill case, a speeding charge, where are we?
Your Honor, Ms. Colley does need time to consult with her client.
Of
I've
course.
made an offer. I'm not sure she's already set for a final pretrial,
It's
but
the Hill
if
case.
not, then we'll accept that at reset.
Okay, it's scheduled for 4/21/21,
Okay,
and that is actually currently scheduled as a live hearing. If the offer is accepted and paperwork is received before that date, that cancels that date. If not, then we're expected to be coming forward without an agreement, moving to trial and hearing any pretrial matters at that time. Everybody clear?
Yes, ma'am. What, is that a 9 o'clock docket on the 21st of April?
3 p.m. on your case.
3 p.m. And that's a final pretrial, not an actual trial date at that time.
That is correct.
Okay.
We'll be establishing bond, any pretrial motions, etc.
All right. Thank you very much, Judge. May I be excused?
You may. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a nice day.
And you too. Okay, moving the pretrial docket forward. And again, the Hernandez case, Jose Hernandez, I'm sending you an invite. You are Mr. Hernandez, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sending you to room 1 invite. Okay, so just click on that and it will take you there. Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Santalan, we are emailing everything to you, I believe. And so I'm going to actually remove you. We'll probably be on for another 30 minutes. If you have any trouble, jump back on. But all you really should do is get that email, get the signatures, and either scan it back to us or take a photo that's readable and email it back to us. And as long as we get those documents today, we're good to go. If you want to get information, how to call in a payment or how to pay online, the website can help you, or you can call the front desk and they'll walk you through a payment. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So on that deferred option, you're requesting it. That's one of the only times where I'm going to be waiting for you. The other times I'm pushing you a little bit, like, hey, you want this? Hey, you want this? Because I assume you probably do. On the deferred, for a legal reason, you're supposed to ask. Okay. I'm not supposed to push that one, but I need you to know about it or you might not know to ask. And so I just explain it. Okay. So again, a deferred is a short period window. And at the end of that window, if you meet the conditions that are spelled out in your paperwork, which you will have a copy of, then you get a dismissal. Okay. Just guilty or no contest. I'd like a deferred. If you're on the pretrial docket, you're waiting for Ms. Warren, you've pled not guilty, and you want to do a deferred, you're welcome to raise your hand and ask me about that. You can also talk to her about that as well. Okay, so then the final thing I have, Ms. Warren can recommend a dismissal. And then the final thing I have is if you're a high school student or a middle school student, we would look at teen court as an option. So those are the dismissal options. I'm going to try Mr. Reed again. Mr. Reed, are you there? I need to see you. He may wind up ultimately being last. Here's the Hill file. Thank you. Yeah, well, he's not really, I mean, I see that he's at work and it may be that he needs to be rescheduled. But in any event, I'm going to move forward and not continue to wait for him. I'm going to move to Ms. Sanchez's case because she's been patiently waiting. So let's get that done. Mary Sanchez, excuse me. Hi, Ms. Sanchez. I just asked you to unmute yourself. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Judge Person, and I wanted to talk to you just a little bit. We've got a pending charge for no insurance, and that is from January 25th, 2021. And I'm asking if you paid that ticket, it's $281. Those insurance tickets fines are set by state law. How are you pleading to that charge?
No contest, and I did pay yesterday. I did show them insurance.
You showed new insurance?
Yes, yesterday.
Okay. I have another no insurance charge for February 1st, and the fines and costs are $281 as well. And that one is for February 1st. How are you pleading to that charge?
No contest. And that one too, I showed all my insurance for those two.
I understand. I'll get back to that in just a moment.
Okay.
Also, on February 1st, there is a stop for no driver's license. The fines and costs are $181. How are you pleading to that charge?
No contest.
Okay, so my first question is, the insurance that you showed us, did it cover the dates that you were driving, January 25th and February 1st?
Those two, no.
Okay,
Uh, February 1st, she said yes.
okay. Now, one of these has an effective date of February 1st.
Yes.
And let me look. Was there an accident? Our policy has always been that if there's no accident and it's the day of, we accept it. We don't drill down to the times because you may have paid it in the morning and they didn't turn it on. You know. I don't get into that as long as there's not a coverage problem. What vehicle? The Toyota? Okay, that case can be dismissed. Okay. She's named on there, so we're good to go on that. The other one does not cover. However, it does show the 3 months. And I think she was, trying to get there. Ms. Sanchez, the February 1st case can be dismissed because that's the day you got insurance and there was no
Yes.
accident. I don't know when you paid them. I don't get into all of like the minute, okay? As long as there isn't a coverage issue because an accident happened and then you went and got it, I'm not going to weigh in on that scenario. That's not our scenario here. So I can get that one and do a dismissal there, okay? Especially because you showed me 3 months of insurance from that date, okay?
Yes.
Were you licensed at the time of the stop? Okay.
No.
So your compliance case for February 1st is being dismissed. And that leaves us with a no insurance charge, 281, and a no license charge, 181. And do we have a payment application?
We didn't, I think yesterday when I was reviewing it.
Okay.
I emailed it to her, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Ms. Sanchez, in order to set up a payment plan, I need a payment application. And we emailed one to you yesterday. Have you been able to look at that yet?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay. I need to get that today. Can you print that at home?
No.
Okay. Can you come by before noon and fill that out at the counter?
Oh, yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Right now, what I'm going to do, because I'm supposed to do something, is give it 30 days to pay. If you'll fill that out for me, I can give you more time or see what your financial situation is. Are you
Okay.
working?
Yes, ma'am. I barely started working at Dairy Queen downtown.
Okay. I'll just make a note, new job. And were you without work for a little while there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so bills are maybe right now a little behind.
Yes,
So when
ma'am.
you fill out the application, just kind of give me what the bills are usually, and then make a note how much is behind. I can take all that into account if I know. So the more information you give me, the better, okay? And I'll
Yes,
get along. Right now, we got a kind of a 30-day deadline. These need to be paid by April 13th unless we make a further order. So what I'll do is when you come by, tell me what you think you could pay, fill all that out, and they'll get it to me and I'll review it and we'll get you something before the 13th, okay? If
Yes,
you
ma'am.
haven't heard from us by the 13th of April, you need to be calling in and checking unless you've paid it in full so that you don't get a warrant, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but I can make adjustments once I get a sense of the reality of what's going on for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Just tell me as much as you can. Otherwise, I'll make a bad decision based on not enough information. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I
You know
understand.
where we're located,
Yes, ma'am.
and we'll see you before noon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you. Remember that we have, you call when you get here. We'll walk you through getting in, okay?
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
It won't take long. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get the Hernandez file. Don't seem to have that. Let me look again. Zon, Conlon, Carson. Aha, stuck together. Okay, I do have that pulled. These are cases that are in warrant. They date back from 2016. And Mr. Hernandez, there you are. Let's go ahead and unmute. Was there an opportunity to have a discussion about these?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Warren.
Mr. Who am I talking to?
Hernandez.
Hernandez
You've
had
got a
shown,
lot today.
has shown proof of mistaken identity.
Okay.
And so in regards to that, I'm going to offer dismissals on those.
Okay, state moving to dismiss.
Yes.
Okay, what I'm going to do is, let's see. If you'll, I guess, are we preparing those over here? Okay, you're sending those.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and withdraw the warrants now, pending receipt of that, which I anticipate will happen today. And then, sir, what is your last name?
Hernandez?
Okay, the email we used to set up the meeting today, can we send those dismissal copies to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will do so. You have any questions?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, Ms. Warren, your next person is Virginia Shugart. Ms. Shugart, I'm going to send you an invite to break out to the breakout room. And let's see, there we go. You should be able to accept that invitation. Yeah. I don't know what's happened, but she's frozen up. Okay, there she went. All right, so my next person, I'm skipping Mr. Reed again. I think he's gone. Mr. Reed, if you want me to visit with you.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what happened? You turned off your video and.
Yeah, I had to put my headphones in my ear so I can hear you. It won't be skipped again.
Okay, so I do have your case. What's going on that you can't attend to court? Because I'm not interested in participating in your work day, sir.
Huh?
Yeah, why aren't you attending to court? I've called your case 3 times.
I didn't have it. My headphones plugged in and stuff. I was trying to listen for it in
Yeah,
the factory, and it was very loud. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
yeah. Well, I really should move you to the end of the line for that level of respect. Just give you what you're giving me.
No, ma'am. I just
Outside.
didn't want. Yeah, I just didn't want to lose my job and stuff because I'm currently supposed to be working, but I didn't want to miss court. So
We have a deferred on your insurance charge. And let's see, what's going on with that deferred?
I believe if that's the one with the driver's license and the insurance proven, so I can enroll in the program. I have my appointment scheduled with the DMV for April 19th, and that's the earliest I guess I can see if I can get my license. And the
Can you
other
hold
case,
on a moment? Can you hold on a moment? Because
Yes,
what I
ma'am.
did was ask the clerk a question. I don't have him on a deferred on a license charge. On his insurance charge, we have a deferred. Can we print that deferred, please? Is that on? Okay. I have an insurance case that is on a deferred. We've I remember now because I looked at this. There was a payment due February 8th.
And March 8th of $94. That's
Listen
fine.
carefully and let me finish. It was due February 8th and it wasn't paid. So I scheduled a show cause and you came in, you didn't come talk to me. You came in on your show cause date and asked for more time on the day the second payment was due to pay the first payment. And it just seems to me like we're not really getting anywhere with this deferred. Your case is wrapped up. It's been pending since January. We're in March. No payment's been received. And I just, normally I'm revoking that and just scheduling that for a payment plan. What's going on?
Your Honor, February 8th was the week that it froze over. So
No, it wasn't.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That week, yes, it was. I believe.
I was home frozen in the week of the 15th. It was the week before.
Oh, well, yes, ma'am. Well, it caused a week of no work, ma'am. So
No, it didn't cause a week of no work the week before it happened.
No, I'm talking about the week during. That was the check that I was going to pay my fine out of, and
Right.
I get
It
paid
was
weekly.
due the 8th of February. So telling me that the 15th work slowdown caused you to not be able to pay it the week before that happened, don't do that because that's completely nonsense.
I'm saying though, my bills are scheduled and I get paid weekly, so I would apply my check to different bills, and the week that I want to make that
payment. Can you make
payment
a payment today?
No, man, I can make both payments next week or next Wednesday.
Okay, why is that true now? I mean, why did you sign this?
Because I asked for an extension to the next week date. So next Wednesday.
You just came in and said, I want more time. You didn't propose anything.
If you look on the thing, I had wrote dates on the extension part in the notes.
I wrote dates on a court order. Okay. And your attitude is if you argue with the judge long enough, she's just going to do what you want. And it's just not going to work that way. What's going on with this other ticket?
The other ticket is, she told me that.
Hold on. What does our record say is going on before you talk? I know. What did his application say? What did his plea with request say? Please. Just go to court case notes probably. Or his form. Is he on time in that case? Okay, so the way I do that is I look at the ticket. Okay, so let's drop the case jacket down and let's look at the ticket. Okay, he was due December 28th. Did he come in on or before the 28th? So if you drop the case jacket down, we'll see if there's any. So it looks like we got a letter on the 31st, perhaps. Right, he's not on time. So delaying him for a driver safety course when he's not eligible won't work because he's not eligible. The law doesn't allow it. Okay, there is a disregarding an official traffic control device charge. Okay, and that one has costs and fines of $234. How are you? That is from December 5th. How are you pleading to that charge?
No contest, ma'am.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know you want driver safety on that, but you're not eligible. Okay, you missed your original court date back in December. So I will keep you on the other deferred. Okay, you're paying the 2 bonds that you have missed on your next court date. A show cause date is on the same date. If you've paid it, I'll cancel you having to be in court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? If not, I'll just do enter a conviction and you'll owe it. That's $188.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you have a final payment. You have a final payment April 8th.
Yes, ma'am.
Of $93. Are you going to be able to meet that deadline?
Of April 8th? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll keep that as is. Okay. I'll keep you on that deferred which will keep you from being convicted on that charge, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The new one, I can't authorize driver safety because when you miss a court date, you knock yourself out. And your court date was December 28th, and you communicated with us December 31st. And I draw the line where the law draws the line on that.
Your
So-
Honor, I emailed y'all December 28th and was told I had to ask for seeing you on the Zoom thing, and I
Okay,
did
let
that.
me recheck the file. I'm just gonna mute you because you talk when I'm trying to look at the file, but what's the date on that? Should be, that's our reply. Is that when he sent it? The 29th? It was on the 29th. On the 28th, okay. Okay, and then what did we give him in terms of the next date? So we need to track that all the way through. That's what I do when I sit here and look at it. I don't look at what the entries are. I look at what the dates are on the documents. So we replied and we gave him January 7th. And then on January 7th, what happened? So drop the jacket down. January 7th, he had a Zoom meeting. Okay, so let me see that note, please. Okay, so I extended him. He was going to get license and insurance by March 8th and pay the $144. On March 8th, what happened? Let's look at March 9th because we don't have anything on March 8th, but let's look at it because we don't know what it says. We know that's when it was scanned. He came in on the 9th, the next day, and he didn't have a license and he didn't have payment and he was a day late. Now, I usually give a day grace. One, that's it. And he now has an appointment in April. So let me walk him through this. Okay, now, Mr. Reed, see, what's better for me is to look at the documents and go by the documents.
Yes, ma'am.
We did meet in January. You were on time. We met in January. I gave you more time. I gave you till March 8th. Hold on. Stop trying to have the last word. It's not helping you. I'm helping you. You're not helping me right now. March 8th, you did miss a court date. Most people I will give a day grace, okay? You came in the next day. You actually had a very specific plan, and you had a note to us that you could get your license on the appointment of, I believe it was April 20th. Is that right?
April 19th, I believe, Your Honor.
Okay. And you could come in the 20th and with the license and the payment and the insurance at that time.
If I'll probably be able to get the license, but I don't know how insurance works and stuff. I was wondering if I can have a
You
day or
have to
something
have
like what.
proof of insurance when you sign up for driver
Oh, yes,
safety.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do all of that on the 20th of April? Because this is the last time I'm going to let you have extensions.
I don't know, Your Honor. And Your Honor, this is my first time asking for extension. After our court date on January 7th, I scheduled the DMV appointment this exact same day, and the earliest appointment due to COVID.
I know.
Was April
I'm
19th.
taking that into account. And I'm
Yes,
asking,
ma'am.
you've said that's April 20th or
Yes,
April
ma'am, Your Honor.
19th.
Now, I was saying when you give me the extension, I don't know if everything's going to be able to be done in that one day because the appointment's on the 19th. After I complete the appointment and probably receive my license, then I'll have to go get insurance and stuff. So I don't want it to end the business day and then I'd be late and then you issue
I'm
a warrant
talking
or.
about the next day. So I can do the 23rd, 22nd.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And you haven't been to a driver safety course for purposes of getting a ticket dismissed in the last 12 months from the date of
No,
your
ma'am.
ticket? Okay.
No, ma'am.
I'll grant that extension. I'll keep you on your deferred. We'll email the new date over to you on your deferred, but if you don't know, call and check because that's your duty, okay?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Okay. I think we got a clear path. Do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll email everything to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can get back to work now. Next
Yes,
time
ma'am.
you have a court hearing, I expect you to
Yes,
be in
ma'am.
court like everybody else.
Yes,
Okay, I
ma'am.
don't want you to lose your job. That's why we schedule it out ahead of time. Okay, so negotiate
ma'am.
that with your employer. But I
Yes, ma'am.
don't, I know you've worked hard to get a job. I don't want you to lose it.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. He's come a long way. But it's room for improvement. Ms. Warren, thank you. Let me get that file pulled. Ms. Shugart. Okay, thank you. There she is. Ms. Shugart, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute. And Ms. Warren, were y'all able to visit about the case?
Yes, Ms. Shugart did not have a placard at the time, but she does have one now. So I've reduced the fine from the $519 fine and cost, to $319.
Okay,
And she also has just had surgery and is having difficulty financially. So I explained to you that you would talk to her about community service or a doctor's excuse.
okay. Thank you, Ms. Warren. Your next person is actually Joshua Limoges. So I will invite him to go to the breakout room.
Okay.
And Mr. Limoges, just click on that, accept that request, okay? Ms. Shugart, let me look at your file real quickly.
Okay.
Do we have a financial affidavit from her? Okay. You're in Moody, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Ms. Warren, I think you should already, there we go. So I need to get your financial information sworn to, and I need to try to get that today. Are you able to print anything at home?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I don't have the information. Can I get a blank form? And I'll do that with her in a moment.
Are you on disability?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on disability.
Right. What we're going to do is email a form to you, and I will take your information over this meeting. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to receive that and work with the next person and then come back to you. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll email that and you can look at it on the screen while I talk to you about it. Okay.
Okay.
When you get this in your email, can you check your email while you're on this meeting?
I'm not sure about that, but we could try.
Okay, try, and I'll check in with you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'll be back with you, but I do want to take care of some folks first. Okay. She might be community service person. I don't know yet. So I will move. We also took care of Ms. Sanchez, Mr. Reed. So Joseph Dukatnik. I hopefully said that correctly. I'm sorry, ma'am, I accidentally unmuted you. Thank you. Sometimes it moves and I'll click on one and it becomes the other. It's like the timing is terrible. Okay. So Mr. Duke, is it Dukatnik?
Dukatnik, yes, ma'am.
Dukatnik, thank you. Let me get your case pulled up, okay? I'm going to back up in time, okay? And I need to get your plea on these cases and then look at your financial situation. We'll just take it as one step at a time, okay?
Just guilty to all of them.
Right. You know what? I used to think that that was a smart idea. And then I started diving into it and I found people going, now, wait a minute, that wasn't me. Or wait a minute, that wasn't right. So I'm going to just still do it one at a time. And
Okay.
that'll feel like I'm beating up on you, but the truth is there's just no better way to do it. Okay. All right. So I'm not beating up on you. It's just the law and we're just going to follow it. Okay. July 30th, 2014, failing to stop at a designated point at a stop sign. 4/12/10. How are you pleading to the charge?
Guilty.
A speeding charge from August 22nd of 2014. Fines and costs are 438.10. How are you pleading?
Guilty.
Are you in a safe place?
Yes.
A stop September 7th, 29th. Oops, I jumped. Okay, on the August 22nd stop, there was also an expired registration charge. It's 369.07. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
There is also from that same stop, we filed a charge called violating the promise to appear. That just means not coming to court. How are you
Right.
pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Then a stop that occurred on July 30th. There is also a violation of that promise to appear. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Then we have a stop on February 2nd of 2021, expired driver's license. That's already been resolved. And
Yes,
then we have a charge of driving with an invalid license from September 7th of 2019. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
All right. Right now, it's high because the cases have been pending for so long, okay? Are you still working at Southeast Unloading?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes.
Your spouse is unemployed right now. Is that a recent event?
It's been about probably 2 years now.
Okay. Do you all receive any assistance like food stamps or unemployment?
No, ma'am.
Disability? Is anyone disabled?
No.
Okay. And are there any children in the home?
My wife watches the grandkids during the week, but that's our kids are grown.
Okay. Most people do what you've done. They kind of estimate their bills. Do they tend to run along these lines?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I am in the position where I would normally order community service because I'm showing that making payment would be difficult. The good thing about community service is that we have more time to work on it, although the hold on the license is there and it doesn't go off until I can clear the cases.
Right.
And that's true with payment too. In fact, payment takes longer. So doing community service, do I have Omni holds? On all? Just a moment. What are those now? What do those translate into? Sorry? Are they with collection fees? Okay. Okay, it turns into 114 hours. Okay, Mr. Dukotnik, I'm going to order that you perform community service to pay your fines and costs. The total amount of hours due will be 114 hours. City is one of the providers on the community service list. If you work with them, they do require that you sign a waiver. I need to get your signature on that waiver today. I will recall your warrants today, and I need to give you the information that you need in order to find a provider and get your hours done. That will include a timesheet that you'll keep track of your hours, your supervisor, and you will initial each set of hours on there. It's just like an old-fashioned timesheet for work. And then at the end, they will certify your hours. We will call and check on it. So make sure when you read the information provided, what I tell you is, here's a list of places where you can do the work. These don't work for you. You can go to any nonprofit. If it must be a nonprofit or it cannot count. You cannot pay for community service hours, including food donations. You have to do them hour for hour. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Can you get up here today to get signatures? Because I needed to get that today.
Yes, I can do that. What time would I have to be there by?
How soon can you get here?
I'm currently at work. I'm sure my boss will let me go like right now if I need to go now.
Okay, why don't I just say by 2 o'clock?
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
And that way, if it's your lunch break or whatever you need to do, okay?
Cool.
I'm not
Thank
trying to make it harder, and I don't want people to lose their jobs. All right?
I appreciate that.
Okay. Get your hours turned in and I'll release your DL and you'll be done. Okay?
Oh, great.
With us. Okay?
Great. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Next
Bye-bye.
time, show up
Yeah.
and I'll work with you.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Don't be young and stupid, right?
Right.
All right. We'll see you next time, okay? If there is one. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. So that's my docket. Let me just look and make sure. If your name is Felicia Jones, please raise your hand because I have you not here. And that case goes to warrant. So I'll just move on to warrant then. Oh, she's in warrant. Well, I'm glad I didn't recall it. More and more, I just don't recall them until they make a good faith showing. That said, she is indigent, but I don't have pleas. So I'll mark her file as indigent, and if she'll enter a plea, I could order community service. Otherwise, it can just move toward holding that license if she ever wants to get it back. Okay. So my cases are done. I don't think you'll need those, so they could be trashed, but I'll let you tell me. And let's see, let me make sure I've got everybody marked in who was here. We had Hernandez dismissed. Shugart, let me talk with Miss Shugart. I know they're talking. Organized. Samuel Bolden, if you happen to be here, let me know because otherwise I'm moving to warrants. I'll review the file before the close of business. Miss Caesar, you're still in line. Thank you. Let's see. In fact, you're next, okay? Mr. Trejo is after you. Let me get these waivers. Might as well. Mr. Yates is after that. And finally, Miss Conway. Okay, we got everybody ready to go. And so I'll go back to Miss Shugart, see if I can get her squared away. Dominique Garza, I don't think you're here, but I'm just double checking.
Thank you for the Christmas break.
Okay, Miss Shugart,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to review this with you with a few questions, okay?
I didn't hear her.
She's gonna review the stuff, the paperwork I
Okay.
just showed you.
Okay.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. So you are Virginia Shugart, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The address that we have in Moody, I don't want you to give your address over the internet right now, but are you
Okay.
still on in Moody at the address that you gave us?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't recently moved?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And right now you've had surgery, is that correct?
I just had throat surgery. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of surgery?
I had surgery done on my throat to have some.
Okay, throat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
And
I'm
you
not
got
able to
severe
talk.
sciatica.
And I have severe sciatica. I can't
Okay.
walk.
And you're living on Social Security at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is that amount?
I believe it's the 815 or 812.
Do you also receive food stamps?
No, ma'am.
Have you tried?
No, no,
Okay. Do you receive utility assistance or other assistance?
no, ma'am.
Any small children in the home that are your dependents?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'll be right back with you. I'm going to keep Ms. Warren moving because she has a number of
Okay.
people. We'll pick right up there, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, on the Limoges case, the failure to control speed, have we reached a conclusion or are we heading to trial?
We're heading to trial, Your Honor. I advised Mr. Lamogas to appear at his next scheduled hearing.
Okay, and that date is? Okay, April 21st at 3 p.m. You might try getting here just a few minutes before. Sometimes we're running early and we can get you in and out fast, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Warren, your next person up is actually Ms. Faith Caesar. And Ms. Caesar, I will send you an invite to go to that breakout room. And there we go. Ms. Warren will find you there, okay? Thank you. Okay, Ms. Shugart, we're back on. Ms. Shugart, are you able to come forward?
Here.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Shugart, do you have bills that you are responsible for paying?
Ma'am.
Bills.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have bills that you pay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you list them for me?
Cable bill, light bill, trash
Yes.
bill.
I should clarify. Let's go slowly. Do you have rent or a
Okay.
house payment?
No, ma'am, my house is paid for.
Okay. And do you have an electric bill, and what does that usually run?
About 400 a month with our ice storm.
With your gas, did you say?
No, it's 400 with our ice storm. We had a couple weeks that's gone up.
Oh, with the ice storm, but that's not every month, right? What does it
No,
usually?
no, no.
300 to 400.
It's 300 to 400 a month.
Okay. And then your water bill?
I have a well.
Okay. And then a phone bill?
Yes, ma'am, $80 a month.
Okay. And do you have an internet bill?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a cable bill?
Yes,
What is that amount?
it's about 170 a month.
That's high. Do you have insurance that you have to pay?
Yes, ma'am, truck insurance,
The car?
a truck, about
Yes, the
150 a
vehicle.
month.
160?
Yeah,
Okay. And then what other bills do you have that I have not asked you about?
just, groceries,
Yes.
Is that all of them?
Is
Yeah,
anyone,
we
your
named
friend
all of
there,
them.
sorry, okay, is anyone, your friend there,
daughter.
listen to the question, okay? Your
Okay.
friend there, it won't work if we're all talking. We can't hear each other. The cancellation system will prevent me from knowing what you said. I have a question, okay? Okay. Okay, so do you have people living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What bills or what portion of the bills do they pay?
None.
You pay all the bills? No one helps?
It's my daughter and her baby, and right now she's out of work.
Okay.
He helps me.
She helps you?
Yes, she's kind of my caregiver.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I don't believe that I can send you to community service, but that's the option that I'm left with right now. I show that you can't pay, and that's okay. What I'm going to do is order community service and then ask you, I'm going to give you a big window, okay, of time. My question becomes then, when are you next seeing your care provider, your doctor?
In 3 months.
Do you know the date?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay.
My daughter's gonna try to look it up.
Okay, great. Because I need you to review with your doctor whether you can do community service.
Okay.
Do you go to church?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. Sometimes people go donate time at their church, and there are smaller things they can do.
I just moved up here about 3 years ago. My kids built me a home up here, and I want to get into a church, but lost my husband a couple of years ago, and it's been one thing after the other. But I do want to get in a church family.
Okay. Well, I'm going to order 16 hours, but I'm going to
Okay.
make it due May 11th.
My daughter-in-law said
June 24th.
June 24th is my primary care doctor's appointment.
Oh, wow. That's actually like 4.5 months from now.
Way out there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You see her every 6 months.
So should I make one anyway for right now?
I guess I just assumed that you were going to see someone post-surgery, but I don't want
No,
to
I had
send.
throat surgery and I'm waiting for back surgery.
Okay. All right. So when will you talk to the back surgeon, or what's your expectation?
I'm gonna get my COVID shots first before I go in the hospital for my surgery. And I'm on 3 waiting lists to get my COVID. But I
Okay.
don't want to go in the hospital unless I've had the COVID vaccine.
Okay.
'Cause I can't,
Um,
I've got too many health issues. I cannot get the COVID, or I wouldn't be able, I can't breathe.
Yeah,
And
so,
I have a COPD.
yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do is just order those hours, 16, due May
Okay.
11th. That's 90 days. The next doctor you talk to, see if they will give you a note saying you can't do the hours, okay?
Okay,
If we don't have a note or the hours in 3 months on May 11th, then I need you to come in or email and get an extension of time, okay? But I
okay.
need kind of a check-in point,
We know where
okay?
to do. Yeah. Okay, that'll be fine.
Okay. Don't bring me treatment notes. I'm not a doctor. I can't interpret those notes.
Right,
The doctor's saying, you can't do this, you can't do community service. That's acceptable. Okay.
okay,
Okay. Otherwise, look for a church. Maybe you can donate some time at a church.
right.
Because out there in Moody, there's really the fire department, and then there are churches and schools.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are kind of
Yes,
those are the things that are available out there.
right.
I know that community a little bit.
But I love this little town.
Great. Yeah, people really love living out there. I've noticed that.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we'll email all of this to you, okay?
okay,
Okay. Take a good look at it. If you have
Okay.
questions, give us a call, okay?
okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yeah, we do, because if she winds up deciding to pay it, then there we are, So I go ahead and do those. If it's prosecutor, I don't do them because there's no reason to do them. But if that's a bargain that they make, I want to honor that bargain. Yeah. All right, we're still waiting on the remaining folks. And if I can't talk to you about your case itself, the facts, but if you have any questions about options or you have any question about courts, will you just raise your hand and let me know? Okay. Otherwise, I'll just be here. Okay. All right. Mm. I've got LT hanging up on me. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Regarding the driving while license invalid charge, and Ms. Faith, Ms. Caesar, were y'all able to come to some sort of agreement, or are we moving the case toward trial?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Cesar's intention was to plead no contest, and she is still having issues with her license, but believes they can be resolved. So I made her the offer of a 180-day deferral. I've reduced the fine to $550. I'm sorry, the total amount to $550.10, and she will show a valid license by May 11th. And I told her if there are issues, then she should contact the court.
Well, they're going, when is the payment happening? Because one issue is there's a hold on the license that we've issued. So she'll need to get her balance zeroed before we can release it and then get it. So when is the payment happening with that reduction?
So that was new. So you'll have to speak to Ms. Cesar about that.
I'll sort that out. But yeah, that's what.
And so, Your Honor, what I try to do is to make sure people are compliant with the DWLI. I think we've had this conversation. It's kind of difficult.
Well, they put themselves in a position. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
They put themselves into a position where it becomes a loop.
They're in a position where they want to comply. However, compliance is difficult.
Yes.
But also the state does want to make sure that the person gets a valid driver's license.
Yes.
And so that is why it's extended out to 180 days. So
yes.
Whenever she can comply within that time frame, the key for the state is that at the end of it, she does have a valid driver's license.
Absolutely followed. Thank you. The next person is going to be, for you, will be Christopher Trejo. Mr. Trejo, there was some difficulty with his video appliance, so he is by phone at this time. Okay. And ma'am, Ms. Caesar, we'll be able to get you where you're going, I believe. So let me get him moved first. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you to unmute. I don't mind following the deferred. With that reduction, what I'm trying to do is know that if you step away from this case, and this is not about you, this is everyone. I do this with everyone, okay? If after today I don't hear from the person, then I still have a case to deal with, okay? So what I want is to know that if the person steps away, I have the power to bring them back in. Once I know that I could clear that case without that person coming back in, then I release the hold. Usually, that's when the case ends, okay? In this case, she's asking ultimately that I release your license before the case is finished. My condition on that is that we are able to zero out your balance at that point, even if you evaporate and blow the whole thing off, okay? Because the case was pending since 2009 and you have now finally come in, I'm well within my ability and reason to do that, okay? But I will work with you. Now, you are working and it looks like, let me take a good long look. just a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone in the home disabled?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And is anyone else paying bills?
No, ma'am.
Anyone receiving food stamps?
No, ma'am.
The medical that you have listed here, is that part of what your employer removes from your paycheck before you get paid?
It's, yes, correct. That's my contribution to my medical benefits.
Is it removed from your paycheck before you get paid?
Yes.
Okay. And then your net represents that that's already been removed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I can break this payment into 2 payments. Excuse me.
Judge, bless you.
Thank you, which would be $275.10.
Judge Person, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Splitting this up, will that delay my ability? I'll be very frank. I'll pay it today if I need to, if that'll.
That's going to help you a lot, because here's the thing. If I know that that's paid, I know I can close my case, even if you evaporate. Okay. If I've got that issue resolved, which these are fines and cost cases, then I'm fine with the deferred, and I can release the license now today. That can take 5 days to go through. Then it's up to DPS to, do clearance. They're going to tell you 21 days from the date they receive it. I've got 5 days to get it to them. I usually do it electronically, the date of receipt, or the next day. I usually take 1 to 2 of those 5 days.
Okay.
They'll say 21 days. They mean 21 business days. So that is really about a month. Okay. You can't get an application in and out for an occupational license faster than that, So it really is like the fastest you can do. Sometimes they do it faster. I hope so.
Okay.
What you'll do is, if you're banking payment today or tomorrow, we'll send a clearance letter right away.
Okay.
I don't mind doing that in the deferred. I don't mind the deferred at all. What I don't want is for the court to get stuck holding the bag, because that's not appropriate. Okay. If you're paying today, we'll release it. Then you're going onto the DPS website, and I would say in about a week, start checking every day. Is it cleared? Is it cleared? Is it cleared? Let me ask the clerk one quick question. We do that electronically. The clearance letter to Omni. We do that electronically, right? Is there a hard copy type thing that we can send her? Not anymore. They don't do that. Okay. I was just checking. So they require that we do that electronically. So we do that electronically, which is actually better. And then you're going on to, there are 2 ways to look this up with Texas Department of Public Safety. One is called Omni. You can use that phrase sometimes, but your probably better phrase is called failure to appear.
Yeah.
Texas DPS failure to appear. They've got a section that lets you look your case up. Okay. As long as you know your DL number, and I'm looking to see if you gave it to us.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I used to find out the hold was on my license.
Okay. So you'll go back there, and eventually it'll move to closed.
Okay.
If you've looked on there, you see open and closed. It'll move to closed. Once it moves to closed, then I would say, if it were me, I would go look myself up in the license suspension program, make sure there's nothing else suspending me. Okay. And that one can take a little delay as well. There could be other things that they want you to do. For example, and that's not here. For example, if you've got a case that is a insurance case. If you've been convicted of an insurance case somewhere out in the state of Texas, they may require to see your insurance or see if you had insurance at the time of that stop and can prove it, or that you have SR22 insurance. There's stuff. This is probably not you, but folks who've had drug cases, they had classes they didn't do, and they've got to get that stuff turned in. So there's a plethora, there's a bunch of little things that can ding people. And they'll go, well, I cleared you. Why aren't you releasing it? And we've released it long ago, but they haven't looked to see what they really need to be doing. So what I always do is just direct people like, go look at this database, see what they've got listed for you, because it's something, or we wouldn't have had this to begin with. And a person with a DWLI license invalid from 2009, it might be really complicated right now, but it may not. It may have all kind of come and gone. I don't really know. When we have live court, I have the ability to be in multiple screens and I can look it up and talk to you about it. If you run into a problem before your due date on your license, you're welcome to ask for a hearing.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I can sit on here and walk through it with you. But I'll let you try that first, okay? Because you'll probably figure it out. All right. You probably don't need me to do that with you. So what I'll say is payment is today on your deferred, or is it tomorrow?
I can pay today, please.
Yes, ma'am. That's fine. You can call back and do a phone payment, or you can pay online. Either's fine. And they'll automatically put receipt in the file, okay? And then I will not require since it's 180-day deferred, which is September 14th, I'm not in a hurry to get your license, but you are, obviously. So I'm going to say June 10th.
Okay.
But if
versus
May
11th versus 6, so instead of 60 days, almost 90 days.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Now, if you get it sooner, just send it to us, confirm that we got it. We'll note it.
Okay.
If you get everything in, if you get your license, your payment's done, you get your license, July, August, I'd be willing to release your deferred early.
Okay.
So that's how you access those programs, to see that it's gone through and cleared and now you can go get it. And that'll work out. It usually does. If you run into a problem, feel free to get a meeting scheduled with me and we'll troubleshoot that problem, because I actually want this to succeed for you. Okay.
Thank you.
And there's a way to do it. You just have to kind of know what's out there and know. And the biggest one that people run into is that they think that the only thing they had to do was clear us. And sometimes there's more to it.
Right.
I don't know that. That's really, you're the privileged party for that information is you.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have a unique ability to go in there and look at all that. And if you wind up with confusion, I'm more than happy to fax it over or email it over. And if I can't, if it's not something that we can help you with, I'm pretty familiar with those programs and I can look at it and talk with you about it so that you can get back to a point where you can drive. And if you get it early, great. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Warren, she's going to be in a hurry to get her license. I'm not worried about that, but I've given her a little more time, if you don't object, in case she needs it.
Yes.
Right. And if she doesn't need it, she's just going to turn it in and we'll clear it.
Okay.
We've got payment sorted out, but I told her where to go to look that all up. So she's armed and ready to go.
Right. I gave her the same seal. So good luck to you, Miss Cesar. Okay.
I appreciate the both of you.
Ms. Cesar, the payment is important and so is your signature. So we'll be emailing that document to you shortly. And we need to get it back today, okay? With the signature.
Yes, I did move. I had to move. I just got a new home as of Tuesday, the 9th. So I need to update my address.
Okay, put that in your reply to us, but don't tell me that over the internet. I don't want people announcing where they live, okay? I'll let you sort that. But this all looks good. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, great. Thank you. If you don't get that document in the next half hour, call us and check on it, but it should be there shortly, okay?
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate both of you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Next time, just write us a letter, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Email. Okay. Thank you. And Miss Warren, let me see where Mr. Trejo is. He's, let me try to get him back over. Yeah, he's having all kinds of problems. He's not able to, I'm not able to send him back in.
Yeah, he's on the phone, so.
Usually though, I can send them back into
Mhm.
this room, but
Yeah.
it's not working. So,
I can go back in and tell him,
Yeah.
basically, he said that he entered a no contest plea, so, but he does have issues with payment. And so
Okay.
he talked about being out of work and things of that nature.
Okay, I can work on that with him if he's back in the room.
You want me to tell him to hang up and call back?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll review his payment application while
Okay.
that's happening. Your next
Alright.
person is Jeffrey Yates, and I will
Okay.
send him an invite to come on into that room. Okay, Mr. Yates, you should have that on your screen, and you just accept, and it'll push you in there. Okay. Let's see, Mr. Trejo. I think it's his equipment because he's just having problems the whole time. I'm going to go ahead and change his plea, confirm it with him when he calls back. Let me look at his financial situation. Front room. Yeah, he went off. There he is. Dominique Garza. It's not the same. It's someone else. Yeah. One moment, I'll be with you shortly. What I'm going to do, unless we hear from Mr. Trejo, is I need to confirm his plea. So we would just reschedule him for the next meeting that's available. In the meantime, he's not indigent. They spend all the money they make, but they are not, their expenses are not all necessary under the law. So I'd order $50 a month. He can always pay more if that's his plea. So he can avoid that hearing if he sets that up, but otherwise. That's where I am with that. They've got like 5 callers. There he is. Mr. Trejo? So I'll ask you to unmute.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, my understanding is that your plea is now no contest. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I've reviewed your financial situation. And while I see that y'all have a lot of expenses, I can't order community service. I can order.
I can. Sorry.
I can order payments of $50 a month.
No, I'm just gonna pay it.
Okay. Do you need more than 30 days?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you up to 30 days to pay. If you pay it today, it's done. But
No, I'll pay. No, I don't need 30 days. I can pay it today.
okay. You can come by and pay it, or you can call in and pay it.
Yeah, I can't come by. I'm actually working in Houston.
Okay. If you call back to the clerk's desk, they can do that over the phone.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Regarding Mr. Yates' case, were y'all able to visit about the speeding charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are we heading to trial or?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Are we heading to trial or is there some sort of agreement?
Yes, Mr. Yates would like to proceed to trial, and he has also requested discovery.
Okay. Let's see. What is our next discovery date for citizen? He's already set for that date. Can we do it by then? Yeah. So, Mr. Yates, we're going to add that to your February 21 court date for discovery as well. Okay?
February 21?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. April 21, excuse me. What time? And that's at 3 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
Okay,
You're on.
we'll see you then. Ms. Warren, approve?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Sir, do you have any questions?
Not at this time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll see you then in April. Okay, Ms. Conway. Let me send you that invite to that breakout room.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Conway's in that room.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you. Ms. Garza?
Yes.
I'm Judge Person.
Hi.
Why are you 2 hours late to court?
I thought this said 11.
Well, I'll look at my copy and see what it looks like to me, but you know, other people had to sit through court.
Let me see.
What we emailed to you said it certainly gives 9 to 11 because I have to put a stop date on or gap on that so that Zoom accepts it. But here it is in black and white. I don't see it. I'll look at your file, but
Oh,
you know,
I'm sorry. It does say 11. I'm so sorry. I just misread that.
yeah. It's an expired handicap or no handicap placard, December 17th of 2020.
Yes.
Let me get your case pulled up since I have a moment. I do have a moment, but we were just about to sign a warrant for you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I misread that.
Yeah.
But on that ticket, so that car is not in my name, and then that license plate number is not even
Okay.
the,
I'll move that case to the pretrial docket
okay,
as a not guilty.
okay.
It says not guilty, but she didn't show up on that. Yeah. Well, she's final on the 21st, right? Okay, we're going to schedule her for April 6th for Zoom. The prosecutor will see you on the next Zoom meeting that's available, which is April 6th.
Okay.
You still have the 21st, which is an in-person proceeding.
Mhm.
On the next setting, it's 9. It's always 9, okay?
Okay.
And
I will
that's going to be April 6th. On the
April.
if the case isn't resolved, then you'll have to attend on the 21st, okay? But
Okay.
the next setting, and we will send the invite to you. Read it very carefully, and we'll see you on the 6th, okay?
Okay. And do I need to bring any, or I mean,
If you
just,
want her to review information that you have hard copies of,
uh-huh.
I would email those to the court online help where we send the invites from for Zoom so that she can look at it. You can always let her look at it at that time, but if she has a chance to review it, that's helpful.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry about that. I don't know why I read 11. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Thank you. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
then. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, 2 hours now. Okay. Conway's next. So that puts us as just the one no-show. Bolden. Looks like a soldier. Wonder what happened. Let me check the file. I'm sorry. Driving through an active school zone is different in Texas than in Arizona. Now, he did have a snowbid reset. We emailed him and said, hey, this happened. So I don't know. When is his final? I can just look at it. Well, I would give him another shot at it just because. So his final is April 21st. I mean, I'll take a state's reset. I mean, a court reset. to 4/6/21 and see if we can get him to show. We're no worse off, and his final date's still out there. Okay.
Miss Conway did change her plea to no contest. I offered her deferred. She has an out-of-state license. And she does have issues with payment. So
Okay.
I let her know that that's within your purview.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Conway, let's see. Could you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
The information that you provided earlier, is it true, correct, and accurate? So help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is anyone else living in the home with you?
No, ma'am.
No children there or persons other than yourself who are disabled?
No, ma'am.
And are there any other expenses that you have not listed?
I do not believe so. I was hospitalized in January. Well, I missed my original court date because I was hospitalized. So yeah, beginning of the year. So unless there's any bills from that, but I think my insurance hopefully should pick up.
Okay. And the insurance listed, is that car insurance?
No, I have several different insurances. I have my dental and I have yes, I think the dental is like the 38 and then the auto is 170, I believe.
170?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That actually wasn't on here.
Well, I'm still have to pay it, but my car was totaled. So, but I still have the policy that I had to, because my financial, I was on, they had taken my last bit that I couldn't pay and rolled it into my new policy. So I was still paying on that.
Okay. Tell me the nature of your disability.
Yes, ma'am. In 2012, I had gastric bypass, and it caused major health problems for me. I was failure to thrive. I had feeding tubes, and I've had a revision surgery. However, it's caused other complications. I have full osteoporosis, as you know, like an 80-year-old. They are trying to get my levels, like I have like where my body is eating at my bones.
Right.
So last year I was in a car accident and I broke 7 bones. So they're very fragile. And just, with eating, I have difficulty with any type of nutrients. So absorption, so medications, and things as simple as like the beginning of the year, I got, I thought it was like a spider bite or something, but it actually was MRSA. And because I don't absorb antibiotics, I had to be hospitalized with around the clock antibiotics for over a week. So basically just anything with absorption and, food and nutrients and all that stuff. It's, I have a lot of difficulty.
Okay. So what I would do then is I'll accept the deferred request and I'll follow it. As for the payment, I'm going to order community service due in 60 days. That should give you enough time to discuss with your doctor, potentially provide me a doctor's note saying you cannot do it. And if that happens, then I waive it. Okay. And so we'll go ahead and proceed like that's what we're going to do. But if you give me a doctor's note, I'm no doctor. I don't interpret people's medical situation. If a doctor or a care provider, because it can be, people see different types of care providers, but I'll look at the information and consider waiving it once I receive it. Okay.
There should be any reason why I can't, I can't do major physical activity, but
yeah, I don't order specific things. What I tell you is 14 hours at a nonprofit is acceptable to me. If that's sorting socks and stuffing envelopes, that's cool. If it's lifting, that's cool. You just choose. So we'll give you a list of places and you find a provider that works for you. And if that's not possible, discuss it with your doctor. Don't do anything your doctor or your care provider tells you not to do. Okay?
Yeah.
If they tell you not to do it and you can't find an opportunity that you can do, you put that in writing for me on or before your due date. Okay? Okay. And we need signatures today so we can email everything to you, or you can come by and do it, either one.
I can sign it by email. And
Okay. And just print it, take a picture, or scan it back over to us. Okay?
am I able to do it where I do it in my it comes into my phone and then in an app, and I don't even have to print it out. I just can can sign my there.
As long as you can get it to us signed today, we're good with however that happens. Okay?
And you stated I was to do 14 hours?
Yes.
So,
and that due date is May 11th.
to complete it by or to
get it turned in, yes. Completed and turned in.
Okay.
60 days. Or talk to me. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Warren, any questions for today?
None.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good weekend if I don't see y'all.
Thank you. We will.